And we're going to hop into game one. Spawning in the lower left-hand corner of Alcyone, we have Dragon Kitesy's Hero. Thank you for the 155 bits, Con.
Scam train, let's go.
For the scam train, which you can't start, unfortunately. Somebody else needs the help. Somebody else needs the help. I believe in you guys. Spawning in the upper right-hand corner, we have Dragon Kitesy's Dark. That's right. I forgot I have the Brian TTS on. Just in case anybody wants to, you know, run some cheeky TTS through. We had Dark versus Hero. I mean, this is an all-timer. Oof, and Dark giving it to us. Nice and juicy right now. Nice and juicy. With the hatch at the gold. The backside of the gold. I have seen Dark do this. Well, I don't want to say this build before, but at least this opening before. I imagine Hero not going to be too incredibly surprised by it. He might be somewhat familiar with this. And this usually involves Dark getting into roaches, potentially Ravagers, with Lings and Queens, setting them across the map. But Dark versus Hero, a many-time KSL finals. Happy to see them here in EPT. This is the EPT Americas. I just want to point that out. EPT Americas on Christmas Day. We get our Christmas present of Dark versus Hero. Very excited for this. Good start. Oh, yeah, Parting. So Parting has returned. He is done with his military service. He's popped his stream back on a couple of times already. I hope you guys are excited to see Parting. Trying to convince him to play in KSL this week, so hopefully we can get him in. Obviously, he's, you know, not as practiced up as he'd like to be. But I'll tell you guys, in the meantime, he was practicing quite a bit of Stormgate. I don't know how much StarCraft he was playing, but his hands and fingies still warmed up. Also, his hair is still long, which tells me he was not in a part of the military where he was probably at a desk job, I feel like, if your hair is still allowed to be kind of long. Most of them cut their hair during the military service, but Party turned his stream back on, and I was like, oh, he still looks exactly the same. And also, his stream was still just as entertaining as always. He hasn't lost a step. He's still got it, guys. He still got it. So excited to see some Parting action. We need more Parting in our lives. Dark tried to get in with some Lings. They were denied access, so didn't really get a lot of good scouting information on what's going on. It is just a Stargate opener, though, so I imagine he'll be able to figure that out very soon. And this is funny, though. I was expecting Dark to go for some, like, big attack. He's putting down the Roach Warren now, but it's at a fairly normal timing. I still feel like he does kind of have to go for something, though. Because this base, this is not a real base, right? He's mining decent minerals from it, but these minerals are extra far away, so that diminishes a lot of that return. And he can never take this gas. I mean, I guess he could. You could just put, like, 7 drones at it and mine really inefficiently, but it's just kind of funny. Actually, okay, it's not a rich Vespian. I was going to say, if this was a rich geyser, how far away would a rich geyser need to be to mine at the same efficiency as 2 regular geysers? It's like you would put 6 workers at it. Good question. I don't know, but that Roach Warren is for the attack. Hero's going to come in. He sees no drones here, no queen here even. And he's like, all right, something's happening. Sees the queens with the adepts in the middle of the map. And yeah, Dark is on his way. He's got Roaches, Lings, Ravagers being morphed now. He is going to hit Hero. Hero's trying to take this third base, man. Hero needs to defend this natural right now is what he needs to be doing. He's trying to get into Blink and +1, but that is so far away. Getting kind of worried for Hero right now. Dark is going to be able to get on this base with his Lings. He needs to be careful not to leave the queens too exposed. Some Lings coming up to buffer a little bit. I feel like just leaving a handful of Lings down here could be quite good. One of those Queens goes down. A Ravager gets popped by the 2 Oracles. Now Dark is gathering his forces. He wants to get the guaranteed kill on the 3rd. Because if that's all he can do, that's better than nothing. And he could drone up behind this, get into a lair. But he gets the kill on the 3rd. Now he's going to be pushing into the natural. It's funny, this looks very similar to Dark versus Nightmare. And it did not go well for Nightmare. But Hero has had some time to, you know, stall a little bit with that 3rd going down. But he's going to lose his Cybercore. He needs to replace that Cybercore. Oh my god, the replacement Cybercore is so far away. These gateways are all going to finish. Hero's going to have a bunch of Warpins available, and he's going to be able to only warp in some Zealots. Dark's deciding to run forward into this. The shield battery overcharge turns on, but it's getting targeted down, and it's not going to last much longer. Down it goes. And I just don't think Hero has enough units here. Probes coming off the line, but the full surround and the Biles in the middle of that army. And Hero is looking pretty dead right now. The new Cybercore is about to finish. They need to warp in some more Stalkers, but I think it's going to be too little too late. Dark is not droning behind this. He's not tagging behind this. The Oracles are considering going to try to get some drone damage done, but I mean, it just feels hopeless at this point for Hero. Hero's going to lose his natural. Maybe he can hold his main. I guess he could, I don't know, warp in a Sentry and like force field to help, but yeah, he's supply blocked. Oh, this is brutal. Oracles in the meantime looking for something to do. Looks like they killed a few drones perhaps. Stasis Trap going to catch a couple more and a Queen. But on the other side of the map, Dark is continuing to push in. He really wants to get this pylon, and he is going to get that pylon, and that's going to depower all of the production for Hero. Yeah, I mean, the game is over at this point. Hero's down to 13 workers. Dark is chilling at 60 army supply. I'm surprised he hasn't tried to take out of this, but he just wants to win the game. He doesn't want this game going on any further than it has to. Maybe he's got Christmas plans, you know? Dark's like, let's go. GG. Dark takes a quick game number 1. A quick, very aggressive and cheesy game number 1. It's actually not Christmas in Korea anymore, so. Boxing Day. That's a thing. I think that's only a thing in the UK, but I could be wrong. Maybe Korea has Boxing Day too. He still yells like a young parting. Dude, there's something so special about the parting stream. I love it so much. His streams are so special. You're at the parting stream for the kisses. Yeah. No, I love parting. I got to just chat with him like a little bit about Stormgate. So, fun fact. It's all public information, so I'm allowed to talk about this. There was in the pre-alpha, there was a tournament, a Stormgate tournament that we had, just a few of us. And it was like a team-based tournament. It was a team league. And I was on Team Parting. Parting was the team captain. And listen, I don't want to say that I was the star of that team because I wasn't. Parting absolutely was. And he's a sweetheart. And we almost won thanks to him. It was very close. Very close. Turns out Scarlet also really good at video games. But anyways, I digress. Getting into game 2 now. We're on Oceanborn and spawning in the upper left-hand corner. We have Dragon Kites's Hero. And his opponent. On the lower right is, of course, Dark. The runner-up at DreamHack Atlanta. Hero didn't make it quite as far as I think we all expected him to, especially considering he actually bopped Maru out of the knockout bracket. So you would think after that, I mean, the rest of the run would be easy. But Hero was feeling a little bit under the weather. I don't think made it as far as we would normally expect to see him go. Dark, though, getting all the way to the grand finals, only falling to Clem at the very end. And I feel like Dark's been looking very good lately. There was a little period of time where I was like, I don't know if this is the same, doesn't feel like the Dark of old. But I feel like he's there now. He's back to it. And honestly, he won the KSL SummerSlam earlier this year, and that's when I knew Dark was still Dark. Still had it. Despite losing to Hero in the finals of KSL like every single week. Dark still got it. Oh man, my nose is still stuffed. I blame Atlanta for that. I got like a slight cold right after Atlanta. The day I was leaving, I had a slight cold. My throat hurt a little bit. But then I think it probably would be gone by now if I was just like a responsible adult. But I've not been that responsible. I've been staying up too late, been going out too much. Also, it's cold. So I feel like this cold is just persisting. Very rude. Dark gonna try to sneak in with some lings perhaps here. Everything's looking pretty normal this game so far. I think Hero will be happy about that. No cheeky cheeses. I don't think there's EPT points on the line today for this one. I could be mistaken, but I think because it's Christmas, they're not doing EPT points for this cup. Wing speed is done. Oracle's going to be out, though, so Hero should be able to take this third base. Okay, Dark's going to jump on top of the Stalker. He will get the Stalker. No, he leaves. Doesn't finish that Stalker off. Only 20 hit points left on it. Damn. Tries to sneak in. Will sneak in. Oh, no, he turns around. Oh, he actually would have gotten in there. If he had just gone in, would have had it. The depth would have been too far away for that second shot. Doesn't really make much difference, though. There's nothing really in that main to see. Now we got a macro game on our hands. We'll see what the players decide to do with that. I imagine it's going to be another blink build here from Hero. I guess the question is, will Dark try to get aggressive again? He's been enjoying the aggression. He's very good at it. Hero killing a couple larvae. So annoying. So rude. There's no lair, and 6 roaches are on the way. Seems like Dark wants to be a little aggressive again. Hey, where are these queens going? Where are they going? Uh-oh, the Adept's gonna finish that shade. All the queens are walking across the map. Dark doesn't seem to care that there's Adepts in his base. Roaches are coming out here. Drones drilling to try to help fight as the Adepts shade up into the main. Oracles are down here in the natural. 6 drones have now gone down. Dark was all in and now is more all in than he was a minute ago. And Hero has spotted these queens walking across the map. He's going to start up a couple of shield batteries immediately. 3 shield batteries, in fact. 4 as one goes down in the natural, too. The problem for Hero is he doesn't have a lot of army right now. What does he have? 1 Stalker and 5 Adepts with 4 Oracles, though. Hold on. Hold the phone. Those 4 Oracles could be huge here. But where are they? There they are, grouping up together. That's a 5th one popping out as well. They're going to target down the first queen. They're going to take care of the one that's up in front. And then start working on some of these lings that snuck in. They did, in fact, make it into the main and a couple into the natural. Third base is getting hit as well. Queens, though, getting targeted down by these oracles. The oracles do not have infinity energy, so by the time they finish with the queens, they're going to be kind of low to deal with the rest of these units. And now there's only a couple of them shooting. Another oracle does pop out, trying to target down these ravagers. The main base seems to have finally been cleared up, as has the natural. Hero has lost 18 probes, but he's still ahead 10 workers. Dark needs to get more done than this. Even just killing the third, I don't think is enough. Maybe if he can also just kind of hold here for a while, but the 5 oracles are dangerous. Shield battery does go down, though. It's going to make it a lot harder to deal with this. There's nothing to help protect these ravagers, so once the oracles have enough juice, they're going to go right at this. The lings, though, starting to spill in. This one oracle doing its best. The rest of them, oh, they're just getting enough to turn on now if they wanted to. A couple more probes do go down. Dark has been droning behind this, but he's still not at a great worker count. Got a few more coming out. His lair is on the way. Lings and Ravagers trying to wait until the oracles move out, and then they're going to dive back in here, see if they can't get some damage done. I think a recall has already been used. No, it's available. Never mind. Files forcing the wall to be open, and then the Lings just dive in. There is a shield battery here. Going to get gunned down really quickly. Actually, it's just out of juice. All those adepts die. The oracles are frantically trying to come back, but can a lot of probes die in the meantime? The answer is yes, absolutely yes. Oh my god, Dark is getting the damage done. The oracles will turn on, but there's just not a lot of juice on these oracles. It looks like they were being used on the other side of the map, and now Hero is down to 23 workers as the Lings in the main will finally get cleaned up. He's losing pylons, though. Like, all these little bits of damage just making this so bad for Hero. Finally, he cleans up all those Ravagers, all of the Lings. But now Dark, he's at over double the worker count. His lair is done. He's got a Spire on the way. Dark has got to be feeling fantastic. I will say, there are 9 Oracles and only 6 Queens. The problem for the Oracles, Spore Crawlers. I mean, I guess they can gun some of those down, but they also need enough energy to be able to do that consistently. Another Oracle comes across. Is that 10? There's 11 Oracles, dude. Actually crazy. Wait, did Hero go double Stargate Oracle too? Nightmare was doing this earlier. And Nightmare was not able to hold with the double Stargate. That's so wild. I didn't even realize there were 2 Stargates. No wonder there's 11 Oracles. Actually insane. Insane stuff here. Ling's trying to break in, but the Adepts are holding pretty strong. The Oracles, a few of them come back to help out as well. These ones still just kind of chilling here, but there are 2 Corruptors on the way. That being said, Glaives has started up for Hero, and I don't know that Dark is ready for there to be Glaved Adepts on the ground. Also, Corruptor is such an interesting choice against somebody with double Stargate. And Dark knows that it's double Stargate. His Lings got in there a few times. Hero's just going to all in. He's 2 base all inning off the back of this. He knows that he's screwed in a long macro game, so he's going to try to just hit him with a bunch of Glaved Adepts with the Oracles. I guess the problem for Hero is none of that shoots up, but also Corruptors don't shoot down. So maybe the Adepts can still get a bunch done here. There's no Banelings, just going to be Lings and Roaches against this. So that might be enough. Corruptors trying to figure out where those Oracles went. They are, in fact, over here. They'll turn on and gun down these Roaches. Corruptor's a little too far away to take advantage of that. More Adepts warping in, so the Corruptors really don't have to be scared over here. Just need to be able to defend. No, Dark! Dark not watching. What is Dark doing? Dark! Where are these Corruptors going? They're going to go pee on stuff? He realizes nothing shoots up, so he's going to try to go kill buildings with those Corruptors, but that means that this is so vulnerable to all of these Oracles. I guess the Spore Crawlers really do help. Oracle's still gunning some stuff down, but I just don't think there's enough. Good focus fire from Dark. Guns down a couple of the low hit point ones. Stalker's warping in here. Shield Battery trying to heal this Nexus, but the main base is going down the natural. It's getting so low. Can he get it? I think the Stalkers are going to get this kill. Down it goes. 199 hit points, but the main is dead. And there's still Corruptors left, too. It takes a little while for that cooldown, but they could just, like, pop over here and just wait 30 seconds and then go right in again. Adepts are being annoying on the other side of the map, but I just don't think it matters. It's 1 base to 4 right now. Even though the worker count is close, it is 1 base to 4. $13 Ravagers on the way. The Oracle count is down to 2. It's just these guys. Literally just these guys. I wish those Corruptors would go back in. And try to get the kill on this. Honestly, if they hit from this angle, they could draw the Stalkers away from the front. But this just feels so over. Fully over. Dark is going to go up 2-0 in this best of 5. Oh, there's the Corruptors. He's doing it. He's doing the thing. GG. Dark closing it out with some hot Corruptor action there. Bringing us to match point. Oh my God, look who joined us on his little cat tree. That's about time. Officer Everything Bagel deciding to hop up on there for us. Appreciate it, buddy. Whoa, excuse me. All right. Map 3 is going to be Solaris. I have to blow my nose again, so I'm just going to send us into the game while I go do that. Forgive me for a moment. Now let's see if we have a quick finals here, or if our Protoss spawning in the upper right-hand corner can pull it back. It is, of course, Hero. But he is down 2-0 against the Zerg opponent. In the lower left, it's Dark. To get my headphones situated again. It's usually not that difficult, but with the Santa hat on, you know, it takes a little more doing. And we get to see if Dark has a third cheeky build up his sleeves. 2 very aggressive games in a row. But can he hit him with the third? It feels like Dark is a little bit afraid of Hero's macro. Like he doesn't want to deal with Protoss late game. I mean, I can't blame him too much, but personally, I'd love to see a nice late game here. This tournament's already going to be over so much quicker than they usually are. I usually expect the EPT Americas to take about 5 hours. But we're 3 hours in. on game 3 of the finals. So, yeah, a much quicker one today. Americas usually has a lot more signups than the other two, but Christmas, you know? Lowering those signups. Only the non-festive or the true passion lords are signing up. For me, I love Christmas, so I was considering not casting on Christmas, but then I was like, I also love StarCraft. And you know what would be a great gift for the people out there? Is to hear me cast. So this is my gift to you all. Is me here casting today. Which sounds extremely like self-centered and egotistical, and that's because it is. You're welcome. I'm basically Santa Claus. Good old Chicken Claus. Now, Hero is giving us something interesting. So we've been talking about what Dark's been doing, if he's going to cheese again, what he's going for. But this game, it's Hero doing something different. This is not Stargate into Blink Stalkers. Yeah, I mean, last game was double Stargates. That was interesting, but still ended up being Dark pulling the strings in that game. This game, though, we have Disruptor drops coming out of Hero. He's going to be chrono boosting these bad boys. Should be starting up Prism Speed here very soon. Gravitic Drive? It's either Gravitic Drive or Gravitic, is it Gravitron Boosters? I don't know. I always get the upgrade names confused between the Observer Speed and the Warp Prism Speed. The logos also look, or like the little thing here also looks very similar. It's hard to keep them straight. Dark's trying to figure out what's going on. He's like, shield battery, no third base yet, no oracles. What are you doing? We'll see if Hero can surprise him with a nice bit of drone damage before Dark's really ready for this. Ling's outside the base, but nothing over here to detect if this Prism is leaving. I think that's a bit of a misstep on Dark's part. It's something I would normally expect to see would be Ling's kind of spread out. As I say that, he sends them out. It's too late, though. The Prism is already over here. Disruptor's going to grab the Queen. Kill. Down she goes. That Prism's still sharking around. See if we can find anything else. Gonna go after the drones. Nope, decides to go after another Queen. Doesn't get this one. So be careful. Keep that Prism away from those Queenie girls. They will take it down. Just realized the overlay didn't say best of 5. Promise, guys, it's still a best of 5. I know it's hard to remember. Still best of 5. Queen's going to push this away now. Let's see if Hero can get some more damage. I mean, he's only killed a Queen so far, so this is not like very much damage coming out of Hero's opening here. 2 more Novas going out. It's another dead Queen. Better than nothing. Ling's in the meantime just clearing out some of these rocks. And that leads me to believe Dark might be going for a bit of a push. He might just push through the center here and try to hit that third base. That being said, Hero does have a Colossus and more Disruptors coming out back at home. Keeps these alive. He can get the 2 Disruptors from this dropout. Misses another Disruptor Nova. So there's that thing where they kind of stutter forward when they're following the Queen. That they can miss a little bit if they're kind of bumping into each other. Fun fact, Disruptor Novas do bump into each other. Whoa, but Dark gonna get on top of one of these Disruptors. The Roach is trying to dive in here. The shield battery overcharge does turn on. I think there's enough for Dark. Overcharge gets taken out. More Disruptor Novas coming in. And the Colossus go down. So far, it's standing up despite not having that thermal lance. It's still doing a good job. Probe's coming off the line now. More Roaches coming in now. This is just roaches. Colossi not particularly great against those. Disruptors, though, actually are. They are actually particularly great against those. And there's a beautiful Disruptor Nova for Hero to clean this up and push it away. Dark is still ahead. He's up in supply by a good bit, but Hero's army is much better, much more technical. He's just got so much less of it. Hero's going to go for the counter push, though. He's got Stalkers warping in. He's going to try to push up this ramp. Is Dark going to have enough to hold here? The Disruptors make this a lot more tricky. Of course, does have the Queens back at home. Oh, and actually the Sport Crawler doing a lot of damage to this Colossus. Some good focus fire there. Out of Dark. He wants to kill that Colossus. Where do these roaches come from in the back? I don't know, but down she goes. Big, tall Colossus lady. Disruptors doing their best to hold onto their lives there. But Dark is going to be able to push Hero away. Base is still alive. Hero's probing it back up. I don't know where all these Overlords thought they were going, but Hero's about to get a smorgasbord of Overlords. Whew. Dark's going to have to build a couple more. Doesn't quite supply block him, but he still needs a few more Overlords. Dark, you got to build some Overlords, bud. I'm waiting for him. He might actually get himself supply blocked here. No, he's too good for that. Starts up a couple Overlords. No supply block for Dark. But he's going to start up a Spire. This is a very interesting choice. I actually don't know how much I love that choice. He might be expecting more Colossi to come out, but it was actually just the one. Prism's still dancing over here on the other side of the map. Dark's got to be careful not to split up too much here, as Dark still has quite a bit of army. He's getting out more and more Lings now, trying to go for the Ling Ravager kind of style. Queen's getting jumped on while the Disruptor Nova zoning the army on the north side. I don't know where zoining came from, but he's going for the zoin. Dude, I hate when the Protoss zoin. Dark trying to be careful and not overcommit to this, but he really wants to hold on to this base, it looks like. He's going to dive forward. Some Disruptor Nova's connecting decently. Oh, big blink forward here from Hero, though. Hero's feeling it, and that is the GG. As Hero takes a game. And this is the part that concerns me for Dark a little bit, is I have seen Hero reverse sweep him a few times, where it feels like Dark starts out well and then runs out of steam a little bit. Hopefully that is not what's going to happen here. Yeah, Dark definitely does not have a winning record against Hero in KSLs. I don't know about EPT Cups, but in finals, it feels like Hero does tend to have a leg up over Dark in these best of fives for whatever reason. And there's been a few of them where Dark has started off well, and I was like, oh, are we going to get the Dark? Is he going to just be like, boom, boom, boom? And then he like hits the first two, and Hero just, he blocks it, you know? Hits him with a block. Let's see if that happens here, as my martial arts skills get shown off on stream. Spawning in the upper left-hand corner. Finally taking a game, bringing himself back into this best of five. It is Dragon Kites's Hero. His opponent in the lower right. Maybe he needs to go for another big 3-base all-in. Who knows? It's Dark. Or maybe he just needs the macro. Maybe that's what we need out of Dark. It's just like a solid macro game. Wait, hold on. What is this drone doing? I didn't even realize there was a drone across the map. Oh, Dark. Just when you think like, maybe it's time for a macro game, Dark. Maybe it's time for us to just play a standard, solid. He's like, what if I put my hatchery down in his base? Well, you could do that too. Yeah, you could do that. Now, to be fair, this is not like a crazy committed thing that Dark's doing. Actually, he does have a pool. Hold the phone here. He does have a pool. I still don't think it's crazy committed, though. I feel like this is to be annoying to Hero. This is to set Hero back. He's blocking the Nexus. He's delaying this base. Hero's also delaying Dark's base with that pylon. Sorry. I had to step away for just a moment. Hero will finally force the cancel on that hatchery, though. The drone running around from the Zealot. Takes the Nexus, and Dark behind this is double expanding. He's like, I have all this money. Let's double expand. Actually crazy move. I love it. Oh, hey, link speed is done. The wall is very much not closed. These 4 links just going to sneak in, going to be able to get a spot on the Twilight Council. And I feel like Twilight Council first here is a big tell that it's likely to be Glaives. There's no Forge with it or anything. I think that's what will be surmised here. Also, Link's going to try to get into through the Zealot. Looks like they will finally get cleaned up, though. See what Hero decides to start up at this Twilight Council. Dark spaces are done. He's droning them up. Well, I say that, but he's stopped droning them up and decides to build more lings. Why build drones when you can just build attacking units? Silly goose. Ooh, it's a Dark Shrine out of Hero. No lair on the way yet. I don't see any spore crawlers. Dark may just be completely unprepared for this. Ooh, some Adepts getting caught here. Going to try to trade with the Lings as best they can. I think with 3 Adepts they can win this fight, but a couple more Lings come in, and that's going to be the Lings taking down 2 Adepts. Third one will get away. I love the plan here for Hero. I think it's a good plan. We'll see if it comes to fruition, if he's able to get some damage done. Spore Crawlers are going down now. Dark seems to be thinking about this a little bit. Yeah, he's putting spores at the front of his base, so he's thinking DTs might be a possibility. And in fact, he's going to get the confirmed scout as those DPs. Oh, that's something different. As those DTs start heading his way. Don't want those directors of photography heading towards your base. That would be the worst. Archon's morphing here, but the Link's trying to get on top of this. DTs warp in to help him, but that's going to be a dead Archon. That's a very expensive loss there as some Adepts do get in, get some drone kills, but that's going to be a lot of dead Adepts as well. And suddenly, Dark deflects, and now he's taking better trades there. Killing that Archon is huge. The 5 Adepts not really getting much done. Now Hero just has one Archon trying to do what he can with it in the Prism. I guess take down the Overlord is about it. He does have a 3rd base behind that, though, so Hero's still looking okay. Blink is on the way. I just kind of like Dark's position a little bit better. I will say his tech is not in a great spot, though. Lair's only halfway done. And there is still an Archon roaming around in Prism. Be real careful here, taking some big shots. Does get out of there with all of its shields, or all of its health still intact, I should say. And he'll just recall it out of there. Here decides to go into the Robo Bay. All right, okay. He's like, disruptors are pretty good. Why don't I just keep going for disruptors? That is definitely the play. I think it's a smart choice. Prism getting low again. Archons do get a couple more kills, though. Trying to even up those resources lost a little bit. Here's heading in towards Colossi. So I mentioned disruptors, which are always a possibility, but Colossi are going to be really, really interesting here. Should be pretty good. A lot of Lings coming out, +1 melee being produced for Dark. So I think Colossi going to be strong against that. And we have entered into a macro game, kids. We've made it. I know it doesn't necessarily feel like we're that long in the game yet. It's only 8.5 minutes. But I don't think anybody can end the game in the next minute or two. And that, to me, feels like a macro game. Dark's got a lot of army supply. Oh, he does have the Mutas coming out, though. Spire is done, and Mutas, 6 of them on the way. I mean, I don't think that's going to end the game, but it could make it kind of spicy here if Hero's not really ready for this. I don't think he's scouted it. I could be wrong, but no, has not spotted the Spire. The Mutas could try to clean up the Prism first, but I almost prefer them just go around it and try to get into this base immediately. Before any cannons or shield batteries can get up. Oh, man, and Hero loses an Archon. Oh, that's extra brutal with Mutas on the way. Only one Archon in that Prism now. Stalker's also completely out of position to deal with this. Hero absolutely going to have to recall, and that's going to give these Mutas a big chance to get some damage done. Shield battery here will help out, but isn't going to help out enough. Yeah, a few Stalkers do show up. There's the recall of the main base. Actually really nicely done here by Hero. Pushing those Mutas towards where he was about to recall those Stalkers. He's actually going to kill almost every single Muta. So 7 probes go down for like 5 Mutas. That's actually not worth it for Dark at all. And there's a 4th base up and running. Hero is chilling economically. And he's going to push across the map. He's got Blink Stalkers. He's got Colossi. He's feeling pretty damn good. Even has the Prism with this. That's going to be a dead 4th base. Dark trying to take this one over here, but it's very far away from being done. In the meantime, Hero is mining pretty significantly more than him. He's up on workers. He's up on a base. Corruptor's starting to come out. They just die immediately. These Stalkers. Disruptor Nova sending some of those Ravagers away, but Dark is going to go in for it. He's going to try to take the win here on the fight. Corruptor's chasing that Prism away. Now they're turning their fight to the Colossi, but the Colossi have already minced through so many of those Lings. And Dark is going to be forced to tap out, bringing us to a game 5. That's what I was worried about, guys. I don't know. That reverse sweep is looking mighty tasty for Hero right now. It's not over yet. We are down to the last game. See who wins this week's EPT Cup Americas. I'm going to grab some water as we get into this lobby. I shall return momentarily. Send us into game. All right, back just in time for the start of game number 5. We're all tied up 2-2 and spawning in the upper right-hand corner of Hecate. We've got Dragon Kites's Hero. His opponent in the lower left, it is Dark. Dark started up 2-0 in this best of 5. Was looking strong, was looking solid, just came off of a win against Nightmare. And then Hero was like, hold the phone. I ain't ready for that. Why don't you just chill a moment? Because I'm going to win the next 2. And I'm worried. I feel like Dark is, at least in these finals against Hero, feels like he's a little susceptible to that, the like bad brain juice, you know, where the reverse sweep starts and you're like, uh-oh. Uh-oh. So I'm worried that Dark's going to fall into that trap here. And speaking of Protosses and Parting coming back, man, I hope Trap comes back soon. I miss Trap. Oh, Dark going to go for another Nexus blocking hatchery. Now, of course, he does have, there's no pool with this one, so this is a different build from Dark. This one is a lot less committed. No pool, just blocking that Nexus. He's taking his own base. Taking his natural specifically, though. Dark doesn't want to take the third base on this map. He was like reserving his drone to make sure he got that natural. Zealot out. This should be canceled here in just a little bit. It's getting under 100 hit points. There's the cancel. No Evo chamber to try to continue the blocking. Just calling it a day. Dark gonna go scout what's going on. And it is a forge here from Hero. What? Whoa! Whoa! Hero. What? He was dropping down the cannons. 2 cannons going down. The Zealot's coming across the map to help out. There's 8 Zerglings on the way and 2 Spine Crawlers here for Dark. Oh my god, the Forge move from Hero. What a god. Ling's gonna try to get on top of this probe, and they will get it. 1 Zealot gets surrounded. The Adept is here as well as the 2nd Zealot. Oh, the Adept gonna finish that shade. And these guys are gonna run right back to their cannon friends. The Adept does go down. There's 2 cannons here now. This is a bit of a problem for Dark. But as I say that, Spine Crawlers on the high ground are begging different, as they're going to move over here, start poking at these cannons. Queen's just trying to buy time so that the hatch has enough health to stay alive while the cannons get killed by the Spine Crawlers. So, is going to get cleaned up. Nicely done by Dark. Well handled. Oh my god, and Dark took the extractor. He took the Vespine Geyser in the main. That's so funny. That's actually so hilarious. Ling's coming across the map, but they're going to run into an Adept. Leak speed is about to finish. Yeah, it's a good shield battery for Hero. Just trying to block that Ling run by. Dark now has spine crawlers, which are not the most useful thing in the world, but, you know, they're better than nothing. Hero is starting up +1 because he might as well, but he's also starting up a Prism, which is very interesting to me. Prism is spotted by these Lings, which try to dive in again, but are denied. See if the two Debs can get some damage done here. Yeah, Spine Crawler are actually going to help zone them quite a bit. Here, just poking and prodding, trying to harass a little bit. Back at home, getting out Immortals. His +1 is getting pretty close, and I wonder if Hero's going to go for a bit of a push here. Only on 2 gates right now, but he's got a Prism. He's going to have an Immortal. He's going to have +1. Feels like there's a sneaky timing there he could try to go for. That could be very, very powerful. Evo Chamber on the way, but we have no further tech from Dark right now. Just Lings, Queens, and these 2 spines. Hero shows off the Immortal by killing that Extractor. 3rd Immortal being Chrono boosted out here, and Dark is going to be able to get a Scout on the double Immortal with the Chrono on the Robo, and I feel like he's got another's in attack. I mean, there's 2 more gateways as well, which it looks like this Overlord is going to scout. Oh, wait. It's a gateway and a Twilight Council. Never mind. Well, maybe Hero won't go for a big attack then. Still doesn't have a 3rd, but as I say that, the probe heads down there. Obviously a bit of a weird game, so not your standard timings for things, but I have seen Hero go for like a big 3-base push with specifically like Robo units. One of the only 3-base Sentry Immortal pushes that I've seen. I don't know if he's going to go for something like that. This game feels kind of unlikely. I think the Immortals are just there to be power units, help defend this 3rd. Seen a lot of Roaches out of Dark already, so it makes sense. JW, Merry Christmas. Good to see you. Oh, Hero deciding to build a 2nd Forge. Why not get double upgrades? And the Robo Bay. Meanwhile, Dark straight into the Infestation Pit. He does have his Roach Warrant up now with Roach Speed on the way, so more of a robust unit composition here. Still has some weaknesses, namely the Immortal. Ooh, oh, this is not what I expected. Okay, Dark dropping the Nidus network and popping out 8 Swarm Hosts. Okay. Thought we were just going to be chilling for a little bit here. I thought Dark was going to be heading up into a hive. Hero was going to be teching, trying to get some Blink Stalkers out on the map. But this is Nidus Swarm Host. Now Dark's 4th base is going to be under attack here. Let's see if he has enough to defend it. Those are 4 Immortals. And that might be too many Immortals for Dark right now. He just spent a lot of money and a lot of supply on Swarm Hosts. The Adepts are going to see the Nidus. I don't know if they saw the Swarm Host, though. So I don't know if Hero's going to be expecting this exactly where it's going to be hitting. But his army is in the exact right spot to go deal with it, and he is going to head right on over there. As those Swarm Hosts pop out, and they pop back in, the Locusts are going to dive into the natural. A couple of them going to die first, but down is going to go that Robo Bay. So one Colossus will come out, but no Thermal Lands, and we're not going to have any follow-up disruptors, it looks like. Oh man, the Immortal goes down too. Hero being very careless here, but maybe more focused on this run by, this attack with the Lings and Roaches. It's going to get a couple of probes. So Dark gets a bit of damage done, pulls back, and that's the power of the Swarm Host. Honestly, a solid first volley. He can continue this pressure if he's able to get those Swarm Hosts back out there. They're still stuck in the Nidus Swarm. Here we're going to go for a fourth base. The next wave of Locust is about to head towards him. How many Swarm Hosts are there? Oh my god, 15 Swarm Hosts here. God, that is a huge amount of Swarm Hosts. Those Locusts going to dive in. Roaches and Raptors coming with them. Dark is going for the army. Hero pulling back. He's got a shield battery here, but the bile is going to come down on a lot of this army. And I just don't think Hero has enough. I think Dark is going to start pushing through here. Now, the Locusts are gone. And I think the Colossus is still alive in this Prism. So this is really nice micro out of Hero to try to get some counter damage done on the retreat from Dark. But this feels like a small consolation prize when another Knight has just popped. These Swarm Hosts are ready to pop out of it, force cancel on this fourth base, pop back in. Here's going to clean up one Nidus, only to have another one just immediately. Hero trying to fight these Locusts a little bit, trying to stop this base from dying, but down it goes. Doesn't even get the cancel. He let it finish first. Feels like a bit of a blunder there from Hero. Maybe he was just really trying to hope it would finish. Hero is doing pretty well on the upgrades. He's on +2 with +1 armor and +1 shields. He's got +3 attacks started. But it just feels like Dark in the meantime. He may be growing too big. Colossus doing its best, but it finally goes down. Immortals doing their best. Looks like they'll stay alive for now. Now we've got the Nidus on the right-hand side, and he is going to pop those Locusts. Send them either, yeah, maybe just straight over to this base. I mean, there's a bunch of army like right here. Oh, and he's going to try to dive right on top of this. He's got Roaches and Raptors coming in. Dark. He's looking to kind of close this game out. I mean, killing the third here is brutal. Pushing these Stalkers all the way back. It's just a bunch of Stalkers out of Hero right now. He's got almost no other units. 2 Immortals, 20 Stalkers. They're going to try to blink on top of the Roaches and Ravagers. Is it going to be enough for Hero? I mean, yeah, he'll clean this up, but at what cost? I feel like it's at the cost of everything as he falls under 100 supply, and it looks like Dark, who's at double the supply of his opponent, is very close to closing this one out. There are Hydras on the way as well as Lurker upgrades. Dark is transitioning out of this beautifully, and those Swarm Hosts are still poised to get more damage done. They're still chilling in this Nidus Swarm. A new Nidus is going to go down. That one's not going to last very long, though. 2 Immortals will take it out very quickly. That's okay. They'll just pop out over here. Same time, Lings, Roaches, and Ravagers moving in on this side, but the Super Shield Battery, the Colossus, and the 2 Immortals will hold on very solidly against that. Locust, it looks like they might have dropped a little early, so they're not even going to get to kill this Gateway. Hero has a bit of a chance right now. I know the Army Supply says otherwise, but a lot of that Army Supply is tied up in, 45 of it is in Swarm Hosts. They're 3 supply each. The Dark has a lot of supply that's not really relevant unless those Locusts are popped. Hero trying to take a 5th base, but it's blocked by the impending Nidus. Trying to push forward as well and maybe take down Dark's 5th base. But now there are lurkers out. Oh, I don't think Hero realized he blinks back a little late, loses a handful of stalkers there. And now the locusts are going to pop out of those swarm hosts. Just taking what trades they can, getting some chip damage off. A few of the locusts will be able to make it into this base. Once again, well, they're just going to gun down some probes very quickly. 6, 8, 9 probes, just like that. They get cleaned up, but I mean, at this point, it just feels like it's too much damage. Behind this, 10 more lurkers being morphed. Oh my god. He's going to have 21 lurkers. It's actually insane. And Hero I just don't think he has any way to compete with this. He can get into disruptors. I guess that's as good of a choice as any, but when there's this many lurkers, 1 or 2 disruptors just doesn't feel like it's going to cut the mustard. He wants to poke and prod with these stalkers a little bit. Look at these spine crawlers from earlier, though. Body blocking the entrance here. Whew. Man, that's a lot of lurkers. Another Nidus Swarm popping up towards the top side. Swarm hosts are up here. They've popped a few of their locusts already. Stop that base again. These ones going to go straight in here. The army of Hero is right there. Oh, and the stalkers on the other side are going to clean up those spine crawlers that caused him so much trouble earlier against his cannon rush. I feel like Dark could just leave a couple of lurkers here, though, and be totally fine against stuff like that. But Hero up to 150 supply is very impressive of him to have made it this far, considering he was down. He was down at half the supply of Dark for a little while there. Oh my god, but the Locust just catching a bunch of these units. The blink forward from Hero. He is going to clean this up, but then the Vipers are just going to yoink these Colossi, and I think that might just be it as these power units go down for Hero. Dark is not only just up in supply anymore, but his army is also just better now. Oh, another huge volley from those lurkers. And this might be the last little bit of this game as Dark is pushing forward with the lurkers, the stalkers and the disruptors doing their best. But it's 35 army supply to 135, and each time those stalkers even try to get close to the lurkers, they just get gunned down. And now, to finish them off, Dark is going to hit him with the locusts, show him what 45 of that army supply looks like. And it's a lot of DPS. Hero down to 75 supply, and that is going to be that. Dark doesn't let the reverse sweep happen today. He says, no, ma'am. No, ma'am, you will not reverse sweep me. This is not KSL. I can win these. And Dark does. He wins Game 5, closes it out, and wins this week EPT Cup Americas. GG's to everybody. And a Merry Christmas to you all. I hope you enjoyed your Christmas. If you celebrate it, and if you don't celebrate it, I hope you just had a good day. I usually hope that anyways, but extra today.